Hey Aquas, I hope you guys are doing good. I'm Rodin. Welcome to WaterBaby Tarot presented by Bomispirit Incorporated. This is going to be the Aquarius bonus birthday readings. I thought I actually did them already, so I was ready to do Pisces, and then I confirmed, it was like, oh, I actually did not do Aquarius, so I'm sorry. We're technically still in Aqua season though, so it's very fitting. So Aquas, the way that this works, if you're new to my channel, these readings are incredibly general. I'm just focusing on the energy of Aquarius, which we're in a lot of Aquarian energy right now. So I expect to get a lot of messages for the collective in general, not just anybody resonating with Aquarius energy. Yeah, so just keep in mind these readings are general, they are timeless, they can apply to you or someone you know or someone you're connected to, because energy is fluid, not linear. And of course, like I said, they're timeless. This could pertain to something you've gone through already, that you're going through now, or could go through in the near future. So let's go ahead and get started. For the birthday readings, I usually do about 2 spreads. Sometimes I do 3, so let's see how many I end up doing. Already when I was getting into your energy, and we'll see if it comes up in the reading or any of the readings, but I heard jumping the gun. I also was getting a very earthy energy, like how do I describe that? Almost like a very diligent, focused sort of energy too. So we'll see how that comes into play. But let's just go ahead and dive right in and get started. I'm actually going to use the energy oracle cards first for you guys. So let's see. Any messages for Aquarius? Any messages for Aquarius? We do have the new moon in Aquarius coming up in a few days. That's going to be a really cool new moon because we have 6 celestial bodies. We're going to be in Aquarius. That's a lot of Aquarian energy. So let's see here. Any messages for Aquarius, please? Also getting lizards, like lizards, iguanas. I feel like it's actually more an iguana that they're showing me. That to me is about adaptability. Which, Aquas, you guys are really good innovators. You are literally the innovator, visionary, aliens of the zodiac, so to speak. So I'm not surprised that the energy is coming up. You might feel forced to adapt to a situation, but again, you guys are really good at doing that. Any messages for Aquarius? Let's see. Oh, very nice. So we have happy family. That's kind of like a 10 of Cups energy for me as a reader. You know, this also is very Aquarian too, like when I think about it. Because Aquarius, you guys are also very social. You guys are a sign that is about community and tribes, so to speak. Yeah, this feels really, really good. I feel like this is a goal for you. I feel like this is something you're working towards. Some of you are harnessing this energy for yourself and you're kind of exuding that, and also bringing people in because you're exuding that energy of, hey, let's just be a happy tribe. I still feel a hardworking energy behind that though. Like they're actually showing me like old school working the fields sort of energy there. Even though that's solo work, I'm getting that it's like with the goal in mind of tribal. Yeah, of coming together with people. Excuse me while I have a sip of tea. Yeah, there's a hardworking energy behind this goal for you, Aquarius. This is your end goal, but you're ready to work hard for it. This might even be work-oriented for some of you, like career-oriented. Any other messages for Aquarius as it pertains to this spread? Of course. And then we get action. The action card, along with man holding a coin. So pretty much already everything I was just saying, like you're ready to work hard for this. You're ready to put investment towards this goal of happy tribe, happy work environment, happy group environment. Again, it's with this idea of being in a cohesive group where there's equal give and take and everyone's basically contributing, but it's almost like you might even be the leader in this. I feel some of you are taking on a bit of a leadership role, really in that masculine energy, regardless of your gender. But the man holding a coin is kind of like the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is ready to put it down, right? King of Pentacles is ready to actually put some money and time and resources into something. And here you are ready to work hard at it. So I like that. Keep in mind, this could be someone that you're dealing with. Doesn't have to be you. The action card is also interesting when it comes to this deck. The action card is also a sign of really heading in the right direction with something as well. So very positive so far. Any other messages for Aquarius as it pertains to this spread? Ooh. Uh-oh. Basically got the Tower card equivalent just came out. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh. Normally the Storm Warning card has a negative connotation, but I'm not feeling that here. It just feels very Tower-esque to me, especially with Angel of Love being right there. Again, Angel of Love is very positive. Action is very positive. You're exuding this energy of being very committed and dedicated to something. Happy family as your goal. Again, also, excuse me, very, very positive. Angel of Love with Storm Warning is almost like a divinely guided hand bringing in a Tower moment or bringing in a change. Storm Warning, like I said, is initially has a negative connotation. I intuitively do not feel that. It just feels more of like a shaking up sort of happening, a shift that's kind of needed to happen here. An Angel of Love explicitly is a bit of a romantic energy. Doesn't have to be though, especially because these readings are general. That love energy is also just, it's love. It's the frequency of divinity. It's the frequency of truth. Again, all forms of love, right? This feels very positive to me. Even though it looks scary, it's very positive. So here you are, really focused on this goal, really ready to invest, really ready to put like your best foot forward in whatever this is. Again, leading to a group dynamic, whether it is like creating a family or just creating a tribe, or bringing in more support within a group dynamic. But that Storm Warning, there is a shift coming in here. It feels divinely guided as well. Do you know it's coming? I want to say no. I want to say no. I don't think you're aware that this is coming. Some of you might be tunnel visioning on your goal, which is not bad, because again, it's all very positive. It's not bad, but whatever this Tower moment is, it's necessary. It's necessary, and I feel like it's just going to facilitate you getting to this goal. Sometimes paths are not a straight line. Right? Especially with the energy that we're in, if this is resonating with you as the time that I'm recording it. We have so much Uranian, Aquarian, Taurus energy of like really hard shakeups or like a lot of curveballs, a lot of unexpected curveballs. We've had this since like November, and this is going to continue all the way through to March, possibly even April. Haven't looked too far ahead in April for the astrology anyway. So it's like, it is a shakeup, but it doesn't feel negative. It does not feel negative to me. It feels like a very necessary facilitator to getting to your goal. But we're going to see what that's about. Overall, we do have the root chakra. This card's been coming out for everybody. Everybody's been getting this because with this Taurian energy, Taurus is foundations. It's the second house, right? Being shaken up by all this Aquarian energy and Uranus being in Taurus, also working with Mars in Taurus, which Mars does not really like to be in Taurus. It's going to be interesting when Mars goes into Gemini, but I'm going to do an energy shift reading on that. Anyway, that's why the root chakra card's been coming out for everybody for the last, I feel like over a month at this point, because that's about your personal foundation, your personal sense of security here. The fact that it's upright, I think, is very, very positive. Very positive. Underneath that, we do have Healer of Ages, which I really like. So I think what's also going on here, I almost called you Taurus, Aquarius, is that there is almost a strengthening of your root chakra, a strengthening of your own personal sense of security and like ability to reassure yourself and ability to feel safe, because whatever this shakeup is, again, it is positive and it's getting you closer to your goal, whether you realize that or not when this happens. But you're so focused and you're so ready that you're just going to roll with it and you're just going to do it. And I feel like there's going to be even more growth coming out of this for your root chakra and your own personal sense of foundation. So that feels really nice. I like that. Feeling a little bit of scarcity mindset coming in here. Dissipating. I just heard dissipating. So thank you. So part of also what's going on with this, as your root chakra is getting stronger, your own sense of security is getting stronger, you're also going to feel more grounded. Some of you might be doing some grounding as well. Work with some earthy stones if you're into crystals and all of that. That fear, that like scarcity mindset, it's going to start dissipating even more for anybody who's struggling with that. I also feel a lot of finances coming in. What's up with finances? Okay. So Aqua, I'm just the messenger. This ain't gonna be for everybody. But some of you guys are gonna have a shakeup when it comes to your finances. And again, it's not negative. It might feel scary. It might feel startling. It's necessary though, and it's gonna get you closer to this goal, this long-term goal. And also, I feel like you're gonna be successful with it anyway, no matter what the financial shift is. Yeah, no matter what the financial shift is, you're gonna be okay. I just get this feeling of like a little bit of that survival instinct kind of kicking in and a little bit of nerves with that, but it feels positive. So that being said, let's go ahead and clarify this a little bit. I gotta look at storm warning. I gotta look at storm warning. Really hard not to look at that. I feel like that's the most prominent card in your reading. So let's go ahead. We'll do Tarot Illuminati for you guys. Storm warning. Where are we at? 13 minutes? Okay. Talking about storm warning. Talking about storm warning. Talking about storm warning for Aquarius. They're showing me dolphins. I think it's kind of interesting. Dolphins to me are very Geminian. It's that duality of like being out in like the sun and fun, and also being in kind of like the deep emotional like underbelly, right, of like the ocean, that contrast of air and water, like of the mind and the heart. I wouldn't be surprised if we got the Lovers card out here. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot of Gemini energy coming up. That is the North Node, so I'm not surprised. Not too surprised that that's coming up. Dolphin can also be a very playful energy. Could also be very sensual energy. So again, I feel like the storm warning is actually very positive. Even if it causes a scary emotional shakeup, it's very positive. Talking about storm warning, it's just going to help you grow. So we have King of Swords in reverse. Like I said, I don't think you see this coming. That's the Aquarius court card. I definitely don't think you see this coming. Talking about storm warning. I'm actually getting confusion with this for you. Again, you're just going to be caught off guard and feel a little like, huh, what just happened? And then you're going to realize it's actually very positive, or you're just going to grow from it and it's going to get you where you want to go anyway. Tell me about storm warning. A lot of growth coming out of this. Tell me about storm warning for Aquarius. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got the World in reverse. Okay. So Aquarius, whatever this storm warning is, something is shifting in the midst of all this circumstance that really needs to shift that you haven't wanted to shift. With World in reverse can come in a couple of flavors. It can mean that something is coming to an end, or there's resistance of a change. And with King of Swords in reverse, I feel like this is something you've been almost in denial about, or trying to ignore, that something needs to shift. Even though you're trying to focus on this end goal, there might be something within your perspective, your programming, the way you're going about it, or just your personal circumstance that might be in the way of you getting here. Even though you're ready to put in the work, something needs to shift in order to get there. Something needs to change. And I think you've been in denial about it, or you just haven't been able to see what it is. Looks like it's going to change for you. Looks like you're going to get a tower moment that's going to shift that. Tell me about storm warning. Temperance, of course. Yep, yeah. Aquarius, I love you. Temperance with the Seven of Wands in reverse. So Temperance is that energy. I look at Temperance as like divine intervention. I kind of look at it a little bit as like divine guidance. It's also the balancer. It's harmony. It's healing. It's also like a calming energy of like, how do I say it? Of tempering, right? Of tempering a situation here. Yeah, I feel like Temperance coming in with the World. Definitely feel like that's a little bit of like, hey, can we curb this, please? Can we like come in here and shift this now, please? Seven of Wands in reverse indicates that whatever is needing to shift, it's something that, again, you haven't been willing to acknowledge, or you haven't been willing to kind of stand up to. Time to stand up to it. Some of you, it's just this fear scarcity mindset I was getting earlier that's going to be dissipating as you are growing in your own self-assured energy as you're growing in your root chakra, your lower chakra system, your grounding. Some of you, it's also just allowing your masculine energy to heal a little bit more and also play a bigger role in kind of taking the lead here in a healthy way. Because Seven of Wands is that fight energy, but it's like that's where the root of this is needing to be shifted, is within that. So some of you is just helping with masculine energy. Some of you it's helping with your lower chakra system. Some of you is just helping with your own personal sense of security and capability and confidence. And even in the midst of that, some of you it's just shifting something that you have been not wanting to see needs shifting, or you've been in denial about needing to shift it, or you haven't been wanting to acknowledge it needs shifting. So that's good. Yeah, take that as it resonates for your personal situation. Talking about storm warning. Ooh, I like it. Devil in reverse. Aqua, you're getting a lot of cards. Okay, let's see what we got here. Ooh. Ooh, that Knight of Swords feels interesting. Knight of Swords in reverse with the Devil in reverse. And then we have Death in reverse with the Empress. Feel massive resistance there. That Knight of Swords in reverse is also sticking out to me. I just keep getting, like, for a good chunk of you, with the King of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse, it's like a lack of wanting to see, or a lack of wanting to admit or to accept, like on a very cerebral level, or even like on a very like verbal, communicative, honest level. So it's almost like, yeah, like cerebral throat chakra kind of energy coming in with that. Especially with Devil in reverse and Death in reverse. Like that also tells me that allowing this shift to take place is really going to take away something that's been restricting you or getting in the way of this end goal for you. But it's requiring not just a shift, but a letting go of something with the Death card. And that could be a death process, that could be a transformation, that could be literally letting something die or just leave your life to allow for any kind of shift that needs to take place or any new to come into your life to get to that end goal. And then the fact that we have Empress right next to it, the epitome of feminine energy coming in here, Venus energy. Feel the need to really emphasize that this is Venus coming in. Where's Venus? Venus is in Aquarius right now. Yeah, really wanting to emphasize Venus there for some reason. I'm almost feeling a block with this Empress energy. I really feel like this is to help you step further into masculine energy in a healthy way. There's some kind of block or something unhealthy with this feminine energy that I'm getting. I feel like this is all within yourself. Let me clarify that. I feel like this is all about you. I don't feel like I'm looking at anyone else on the board but one individual. It's almost like to allow space for your masculine energy to do its thing. Almost like trying to hold on to feminine energy a little bit. Yeah. Like almost trying to hold on to feminine energy too much and not allow for healthy masculine energy to arise within yourself in order to invest in the right way to get to this end goal. There's something there with the Devil. I might look into that further. Overall, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Oh, and then the Emperor. Of course. The Emperor. Wow. Yeah, with the Hierophant. Yeah. You need room for your masculine energy, basically. This is masculine healing. I feel like I'm looking at masculine emergence. Especially with the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's almost like letting the masculine out. Letting the masculine out to kind of take the lead. Again, all within yourself. This is all your own energy. Emperor with the Hierophant. That can also, like, just explicitly, that can imply a position of power. Like, very tangible physical power, like contractual power, holding some kind of title or some kind of rank. Could also indicate commitments and contracts are at play here, especially if you are dealing with other people. That could also be part of what needs to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Of what needs to be attained on your path to this end goal of healthy tribe, big tribe, cohesive tribe, group dynamic for some of you, because some of this is definitely just work related. Yeah, I want to look at the Devil here. This whole line is really interesting because I just keep getting with that Knight of Swords in reverse. and that King of Swords reverse that we got initially, that there is this like lack of acceptance or difficulty in seeing or acknowledging that devil as it relates to feminine energy and that death energy that needs to take place. So let's look at the devil. Let's see what that's about. I think we're gonna move on to the next spread. Okay, yeah, so we're good. We're at 22 minutes. I have to stop this recording at 30 minutes because my phone is weird. It just is a thing. So devil. Let's look at the devil. What do I want to use for the devil? I want to use legacy. Whoa. The deck flew out of my hands. Tell me about devil in reverse. Tell me about devil in reverse. I am getting for some of you, and you'll know how this applies to you if this is for you. I am getting this like negative connotation with masculine energy. I'm like picking that up. And like I'm feeling it from like a small part of the collective as I'm doing this reading of like almost like this like, I guess disdain is probably like the best word for what I'm feeling. It's not, well, I guess there's a little resentment there. It feels like disdain, borderline disgust. There's some sort of wounding around that I think is making it hard for you to bring out your own masculine energy because of the way you look at masculine energy. So just be mindful of that there's a small group of you that are in that boat. Tell me about devil in reverse. Tell me about the devil. Tell me about the devil. Tell me about the devil. Interesting. Okay, so Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles coming out. Three of Pentacles is a collaborative energy. It's like the little baby seed that leads you to the happy family at some point in time, right? I'm starting to feel this block, like, okay, so like I said, this devil I feel like relates to your own feminine energy. Almost like the feminine energy has been taking up too much space within yourself, not allowing for your masculine energy to come in and do what it needs to do. I'm almost getting like a hyper focus on this want, on this goal. And I guess I was getting that before of the tunnel vision. Knowing that you want this collaboration, this back and forth energy, this like, hey, let's make a plan and get a foundation going. Let's get going. Some of you might have been struggling with the get up and go with this goal of yours. Almost like you haven't been able to get past the first step. Tell me about devil in reverse. Thank you. Because your masculine energy needs to do that. Okay, I think I'm getting it now. So some of you, I think, have been too stuck in your feminine. To the point where it's like your masculine energy hasn't been able to kind of take the lead in getting something up and running. Masculine energy is what we use to get foundations set up for ourselves. That is like, yeah, that's what masculine energy does. And some of you haven't been able to get to the first step because you haven't been coming from masculine energy or healthy masculine energy. And some of you, like I said, I can feel have almost like a negative connotation with masculine energy. And you basically having that towards the external, towards masculine energy, is also towards yourself, without realizing it. Let's keep going with the devil. Tell me about the devil. Ooh, very interesting. So now we have Seven of Wands upright. Which, remember, what is shifting in this root issue is around that Seven of Wands energy. Six of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. There's that, like, that's what I was feeling. I was feeling this, like, this distortion a little bit around feminine energy and, like, a little bit of this, like, anger and resentment towards masculine energy that needs to be resolved. There's a guardedness that's also coming with the Seven of Wands. The 6 to the 7 indicates that there's an Ace of Wands here. That desire for new, that passion, that drive for wanting to get something started. Again, that needs to come from masculine energy, not your feminine energy. You don't have to take my word on it. That's just how I view this. And the Queen of Wands in reverse, it's like, again, it feels like some sort of wounding or distortion. And I feel anger there. I feel that kind of disgusted energy. And I guess I do feel some resentment here, especially towards that Knight of Pentacles energy. All of this is you, by the way. I just really need to emphasize that. All of that is you. Knight of Pentacles is that loyal, committed, let's get this going, let's do this right, let's do it slow and cautiously, and let's do it the right way. You've been struggling with this and getting up and going and struggling to get to a place where you feel you can have your end goal, even though you're very dedicated to wanting that, because you're coming from this feminine place when it needs to come from a very masculine place, regardless of your gender. And overall, we have the Page of Wands. Again, that desire for the new, right? Desire for the new, desire for the plan of getting up and going. Ten of Swords in reverse. You've just had a block with that. And again, I think it's just because you haven't really established strong, healthy masculine energy for yourself to start this and to get it going. Underneath that, we have the Moon. Confusion. Confusion with the Nine of Cups in reverse as to why you haven't been able to do it. And disappointment with that. Yeah. So all of that is shifting. That's all the storm warning. All of that is going to be shifting here if you allow for this to shift, and you allow for you allow yourself to kind of see this about yourself and your own circumstance. And again, this isn't for everybody. This is a general reading, but that's what's going on here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the second reading, and I'll see you guys soon. Namaste. Hey Aquas, I'm back. So let's go ahead and dive into the second reading. Immediately, I was already getting a shit ton of water. A lot of water. And I also was drawn to this deck immediately, the Spirit Song Tarot. I don't use this one too often, but I do love this deck. It's just a little hard for me to work with. I think just because the art, which is beautiful, beautiful art, but it's a little hard for me to connect to, but they want me to use that. Some of you guys might feel very pulled to animal totems or animals as like synchronicity, so just pay attention to that. That usually is a thing when they draw me to this deck, but I'm getting a lot of water. You could feel flooded with emotions and information. I just got information with that. I feel just flooding. Whether this is your own emotions or even insight about your own emotional state. Aquas, you guys kind of get that rap for being emotionally detached. It's not that you're emotionally detached. You just know how to like take the emotions out of practical situations, which I think is a strong skill. Shadowy Aquarian energy can be very detached. Just saying, it is a thing. But it's also a strength of yours. Just depends on how you're using it and how you look at it. With this flooding of emotions, some of you are also going to be getting floods of like downloads. I feel like floods. Yeah, I just feel like information with that. I feel a lot of information with that. So just be mindful. That's going to be a thing for many people during this Aquarian season, especially through dreams. And visions, and so to speak. So just, again, pay attention. I'm also being drawn to this deck, Messages from the Mermaids. Is an oracle deck. So the way this is going to work, they're already giving me instructions. I'm going to be using both of these side by side, not necessarily, like, I'm going to do a reading with this, and I'm going to do a reading with this. I'm going to have them out together. This is basically how I'm going to do this. They instructed me to do this like recently too, in one of the other readings. This is only the second time they've told me to do it. This might be a new format for me that they want me to do, so I'm just kind of rolling with the punches. Yeah, so let's start with Messages from the Mermaids. Getting turtles. Maybe some guys are just digging the ocean. But I am getting turtle. Turtle is a very wise energy. It is also that, like, you know, turtle energy also gets that rap for, like, you know, just taking things slow, taking things in stride, not trying to rush things and letting things just be. I think surrender is a big lesson for a lot of people in 2020 and 2021. So I just feel that coming up for some of you. They're also showing me whales. Whales are also very interesting when it comes to the spiritual community. And even for myself, I think whales are just amazing in general. They're so magical, and they're so aware, and they're also very emotionally advanced animals. There's also this association with whales and as a galactic race. And there's a belief, there's a thought form that whales as a galactic race are meant to help us with healing and with sound, like sound therapies, like really big music. Sound bathing has been very big associated with them. Also, the focus on environmental issues as well. Just felt I need to say that. So there it is. Any messages from my Aquarians? I'm also hearing Pisces. So if you have any Pisces in your chart, which you most likely do if you're an Aquarius sun, then there might be something in this for you. A lot of water. I just feel like I'm surrounded by water energy right now. I'm also getting a cleansing with this. Some of you guys are going to be going through a cleansing. Almost like as you're cleansing, you're getting more information. Like there's more space for stuff to come through to you. Very, very feminine. Very, very uber feminine energy. Any messages for my Aquarians? Any messages for my Aquarians, please? I just heard gripping. So we have decisions and be spontaneous. Interesting. Oh my god, I love that card. The art on these cards are so cool. So decisions and be spontaneous. And I got the word gripping right before these cards came out. There's a getting bogged down in the details for some of you. I am getting that. Getting bogged down in the details. I'm also getting, they're showing me an alligator. That is very gripping energy to me. It's a little bit of that, like I'm gonna bite and I'm not gonna let go at all. There's a need to let go. There's a need to surrender. That turtle energy also kind of speaks of that. There's a need to surrender to what is going on with you. Even if you feel flooded with emotions, even if you feel flooded or overwhelmed by information, whether you're getting this through your dreams or downloads or external to you, I just feel like you're getting a lot of clarity coming in, but it feels quick and it feels, I just keep getting, it does feel very overwhelming. I'm almost getting a sense of anxiety, and a sense of anxiety with this. It's almost like don't think about it too much. So that's what I'm getting. Would that be spontaneous? Don't think about it too much. Don't think about the shoulds, coulds, and woulds. Surrender to the moment. Surrender to what is right in front of you. Do not get bogged down in the should, woulds, and coulds because it doesn't matter. And this is something that I think a lot of people preach on, but it is very true, and I think it's very helpful. All we have is this present moment. You can think of what if this, what if that. You could look on the past. It doesn't matter. It's not in your present. It's not tangible. It doesn't really apply to that moment. Be in the moment. Try to let go of the should, could, woulds. Let go of the past especially. And just surrender and breathe and relax. And just don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. With whatever these decisions are. They're bringing up the whales again. Some of you might really connect to them as a galactic species, a galactic race. Do I have that deck with me? Damn it, I don't have that deck with me. I have a galactic heritage deck that actually has a lot of cards relating to them. And I can't pronounce the galactic race. Cetacean? I think that's what it's called. Forgive me for mispronouncing it if I did. But they're really bringing that up to highlight that. I think that might be helpful for some of you. I might pull that deck. I have another deck that speaks to that race, actually, now that I remember. I might pull that at the end for advice. Any other messages for Aquarius? One more. Waiting. Ooh, Aqua. That's a 3 of Wands energy. Again, do not get stuck here. Stop grip. This is gripping. You're gripping. You're gripping. You're gripping. You have to be proactive about whatever this is for you. It's going to come up in different ways, but it's causing anxiety. And it's like the more anxiety you get, the more you get stuck in this waiting energy, this stagnant 3 of Wands energy, almost like just waiting for shit to move on their own. But there's a need to be proactive and to just not get stuck in your head about it. Go with your feelings. Go with the water, right? Go with your emotions on this. Go with your intuition on this. Go with the feeling. Do not get stuck in your head on whatever this is about. And again, this might be a pattern that's coming up about multiple things, not just one thing. Be in the moment and don't get stuck in your head, essentially. On the bottom, we've got, oh, we've got love. So underneath that, ask for help. Oh my God, and there's almost like a mirroring going on with these two, with these two cards, with love and ask for help. I feel like ask for help is like asking for like support, like spiritual support. Calling out to your guides, maybe even calling out to your higher self a little bit to get through this. Again, I keep getting pulled up to the head, like this like very analytical, logical energy, and I feel like that's just going to overwhelm you. I think that's just going to give you a shit ton of anxiety. If any of these decisions are about big projects or that actually involve other people, then by all means include them. By all means include them. Just don't get stuck in details. Go with feeling, right? Go with love. That's what love is. Love is that divine energy, that divine frequency. It's love is just truth. Love is just everything. Yeah. Go with feeling. Go with your waters. Go with love. And just be in the moment with it. Don't get stuck in details. Don't get stuck in your head, and just flow with it. As hard as that is, I just keep getting, it's going to be very easy to get stuck in this Nine of Swords-y, anxiety-ridden, stagnant state. Just don't think about it too much. I hope that's helpful. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but that's just what I'm getting with these cards. So before I get into the other deck for the other spread, just to show you, this is what you guys got with love on the bottom. So let's go ahead. Oh, thank you. For those of you where this does involve other people, not just yourself, if there's like other people involved in your decision making, they're going to be supportive. I am getting that, and almost to reassure you, there is support there, and things will be fine. Things will be fine. Keep wanting to say that. Well, let's go ahead and get into the other spread, and then we'll see how these two connect, because that's exactly how they wanted me to do it, so I'm just trusting it. Move that over to the side. Okay. Be out in nature as much as you can. I just keep getting animals after animals after animals. I just got a deer. Deer is an interesting animal totem. It's actually balanced in masculine and feminine. It's that duality of masculine and feminine, that like strength that a deer has, but they're just so beautiful and graceful at the same time. Deer is also a totem for transformation. It's also a totem for sexuality and sensuality. It's a really, really powerful animal totem. And I don't know about most cultures, but at least in many Native American cultures, it's really seen as like this regal, royal, sort of like divine hierarchical sort of totem. Kind of like the eagle, in a way. Like king of the forest. Kind of like that. Felt a lot of self-worth coming in there. I feel like we just shifted from water to earth, almost like we shifted, even though earth, I look at earth as very feminine, I almost feel like a shift of feminine to masculine. I'm getting a lot of, I don't know, like it's like a pit in my stomach around self-worth. A lot of uncertainty, I'll say it that way, uncertainty there. Any messages for Aquarius? Yeah, I feel like all of a sudden I shifted into like hardcore earth, masculine, like King of Pentacles sort of energy. I just heard Knight. They corrected me. Knight of Pentacles. Any messages for Aquarius? Any messages for Aquarius? Ooh. So we have the Eight of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Shells, the Starfish. Starfish is also a cool little totem. Eight of Cups in reverse, there's attachment there. Like when Eight of Cups in reverse comes out, it can speak of codependency, it can speak of emotional attachment, it can also speak of emotional insecurity. And I'm getting a very insecure energy here of like having difficulty letting the past go and walking towards the future. Yeah, yeah. And I feel like it's wrapped up in a self-worth thing with that very earthy King of Pentacles, deer sort of energy. If you're resonating with that earthy energy and that in that own personal like self-worth sort of issue, you might want to work with the deer. That might help you a lot. The starfish, just so you guys know, because I'm a nerd like that. The starfish also speaks of having a lot of options, just as a totem, like as an animal energy. Having a lot of options, having a lot of pathways, almost having more resources at your disposal than you realize. Oh, again, also kind of linking to that self-worth issue. Any other messages for Aquarius as it pertains to this spread? Wow. You'll see in a second. So now we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And this is a boar. So we have Knight of Wands in reverse with the... Wait a minute. Sorry, I always get thrown with the symbols here. Earth. Thank you. With the Three of Pentacles. And then we have the Lover's card, which is love, called love in this deck. You have love in both of clearly I love from both of these. I feel like I'm looking at like masculine with the Spirit Song deck and like feminine with the Mermaids deck. And some of you might feel both of these energies within yourself. Some of you might be one, you know, some of you might just resonate with the Mermaids deck. Some of you might resonate with the Spirit Song deck. And some of you might see this dynamic playing out between you and another person. So I think that's why they wanted me to do it this way. So just keep in mind before I move forward, shit, we only got 15 more minutes. Before I move forward, you could be either of these energies. You could even feel both of these energies because I feel masculine and feminine and we all have both. So just wanted to, you know, tell you that. Anyway, so now we have this Knight of Wands in reverse with the Three of Pentacles and the Lover's card, which is also known as like making a decision or a choice. Oh, it's funny that they corrected me to Knight when I said King. And here we have a Knight card. Knight of Wands in reverse can be a really restless energy or someone that's lacking in that confidence to go after something or to do something here. With the Three of Pentacles and the Lover's card, that is an energy of collaboration, making a choice to collaborate, making a choice to build up a foundation. But this Eight of Cups in reverse, it's like there's a lack of letting go of the past. There's a lack of feeling emotionally secure to do so. Yeah. See what other ones want to come out. Any other messages for Aquarius? Okay. On the bottom, we have the Eight of Wands, which I love. And we got a little eel, probably an electric eel going on there. So we have the Eight of Wands in the overall energy with the Six of Swords. Beautiful. Both of those cards are movement, about moving forward. When there is this difficulty of doing just that. Six of Swords is also an energy of like finding mental peace, right? Peace of mind, lessening the anxiety. Eight of Wands, that unstoppable forward movement of communication and ideas and passion, even travel. There could be travel involved in this as well. Underneath that, we do have the Hanged Man. So there is some needing to like sit down and deal with this, to sit down with this emotional insecurity or attachment or difficulty of letting go of the past or this difficulty of embracing the future. Again, I keep getting this is really wrapped up in a self-worth issue around a lot of earth energy of wanting to just move forward into something new. Possibly with another person. Three of Pentacles speaks of like multiple people most of the time. Doesn't have to because this is a general reading. So on one end, we have this emotional insecurity going on, really having trouble letting go of the past to embrace the future. And on the right, we have this like getting bogged down in the details, getting bogged down in the mind and not being able to just sit in the water. Like just not being able to like sit in your feelings about something and just go with the flow in that and just be in the moment. So feminine energy seems to be struggling with being in the moment, surrendering to what's just right in front of you. as opposed to gripping to the shoulda, woulda, couldas, the programmings, the what ifs. And on the left, the masculine energy, there's emotional insecurity of being able to move forward, and that's wrapped up in some self-worth issues. Okay? So, on that note, because they keep giving me whales, let's use... We're going to use Big Bertha. We'll see if whales come out. I think there's actually only one whale card now that I think about it out of this whole thing. So I felt guided to use it, so I'm just rolling with it, even if whales don't come out. I'm just going to really hone in on general additional messages for this or any advice, considering that we've got quite a few more minutes before I have to end the reading. Any additional messages or advice for Aquarius regarding these spreads? Any additional messages or advice for Aquarius regarding these spreads? Do one more. Any additional messages or advice for Aquarius as it relates to these spreads? That was very fast. Ooh, got another animal, Spirit Fox. So for those who are new, because I realized I just jumped in because I was super excited, this deck is a combined deck of the Starseed Oracle and the Angels and Ancestors deck. I love this combined deck. I will never uncombine them. We have Trust Your Talents in Changing Times. I feel like this goes for both, honestly. I feel like this really applies to both. I'll speak of the card and then I'll speak of the animal because I think there's something to be said for both. So both of these energies, the masculine and the feminine, again, whether you're feeling both of these or you're just feeling one of them, especially even if it's in relation to another person. Some of you guys, there's a third group of you where this is playing out between you and another person. The trust here, the masculine energy is like needing to trust emotionally. Also needing to trust that like they are capable and worthy to have new things in their life or to be able to move forward and let the past be the past. They can handle it. And with the feminine energy, there's such this like mental energy coming in, which sometimes I kind of associate as masculine. So that's kind of interesting. There's this like getting stuck in the head and getting stuck in like the what ifs and what could happen here, what could happen there, instead of just flowing with the feeling of things, especially with this decisions card, because I keep getting for the feminine. With this decisions, it's like stuff's got to go, stuff's got to move, and you can't sit. You can't sit in anxiety. You can't sit in your mind with this because it's like nothing's going to move, nothing's going to happen, but shit needs to get moving. And when making these decisions, you just have to go with what's literally right in front of you in that present moment. There is nothing else besides the present moment. There's nothing else. Literally everything else is really just in the mind. So getting out of the mind and getting into the heart, getting into waters, that's where the feminine needs to be, and trust that they can sit there and make these decisions without it backfiring. So there is a correlation here between the two, but trust is a key thing here. Trust and faith in one's own ability to handle this kind of stuff. Spirit Fox is kind of cool too. Spirit Fox is very mercurial. I look at it as kind of like a Gemini energy. Wait, didn't you guys get dolphins earlier? Oh, I think that was the first spread. Also very Geminian. Spirit Fox is a cunning, witty, on your feet sort of energy, like being able to shift very quickly in relation to what's going on around you because you're observant and you're cunning and you're witty. It's that sort of energy here. Discernment, I just heard discernment with that. Again, I don't feel like it's coming from the mind. I feel like it's coming from the heart. I feel like it's coming from the emotions. And for the masculine energy, a lot of like self-worth and like faith that like, oh, I can handle this, right? But yeah, I feel it's like practicing your discernment through your own feeling, through feeling the situation, through your emotions, through your intuition, and adjusting accordingly. Let's keep going. That one just came jumping out. Ooh, this one came out on the recent Patreon reading. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. This is also a lot of fear. I often feel fear when it comes to this card. Like absorbing fear from others, absorbing patterns from others, woundings from others, especially for those of you who like really resonate with readings, or as like spiritual beings, you probably are empathic to some extent. Yeah, being able to sit in your own truth and practicing your own discernment and be able to trust your own ability to actually gauge situations and adjust accordingly, and to move forward and to make decisions from a place of feeling, and also to see what about any of that doesn't even belong to you in the first place, what's coming at you externally from other people. All right. Oh, I need tea. Hold on. I better hurry. It's 24-minute mark. Oh, yeah, this definitely relates to the spread that I did on Patreon most recently for the weekly messages. So we got quite a few cards that came out here. We have Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. Aquas, I was getting a shit ton of inflooding of information for you guys. And We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. There is some healing that needs to happen here with the masculine and feminine. Feminine, there's this like holding on to shoulda, coulda, wouldas, the what ifing everything, whatever the source of that is for you. There's a need to like let that go and just be and just exist in the present moment in order to make these decisions from a place of feeling and not thinking. Masculine, there's a lot of self-worth stuff that I'm feeling over here, and a lot of emotional insecurity, unable to really move forward with gusto and with confidence towards what it is you actually want anyway. But you can do it. You can so do it. But I feel like that's why these two cards are here. There's also very feminine energy as well. Feminine energy, I think, might be a facilitator for both energies here to do this. Then I can't even make this shit up. Stag, the deer. Trust and thrive. Trust and thrive. And then we have Inner Earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. I love my job. Yeah, I mean, it's basically just very repetitive of what I was already getting. It's interesting that the stag is coming in here, right? Because I was getting that more heavily for the masculine side. But what did I say? Stag is both masculine and feminine in general. It's the duality. It's the balance of these two to come into unity and strength within yourself to be able to move forward. Even in changing times, because I feel a lot of change is happening on both ends here. Whether you're resonating with all of this as your own energy, or you're dealing with someone else, or you just resonate with one of these. There's change on both sides that's happening, and it is a little shaky and it is a little uncertain, and this is just the energy that we're in right now, but it's teaching us that we are capable of handling this shit, and that we can be grounded and very stable through any kind of change, and especially the new that's coming in because of it. There's a lot of cool stuff to be had here, especially on the masculine side with the Three of Pentacles and the Lover's card. That is balance within the self, but it's also about starting new foundations, and especially with other people. Especially if the Lover's card indicates some sort of connection or relationship. A lot of cool stuff to be had there too, right? So I've already given a lot of messages and we are running low on time here. But if you need to go back or slow it down, then by all means do so. But yeah, it's a lot about trusting yourself, getting grounded within yourself, knowing yourself, coming from a place of feeling, coming from a place of balance, dealing with anything that's getting in the way of that, whether it's emotional insecurity, self-worth issues, or just getting stuck in your head way too much and not being able to sit in your heart space. And also trusting that you have enough knowledge and discernment to change your course or adapt on the switch of a dime if you need to, because you have all your tools already, and you'll be able to see and gauge right through people and through circumstances and see what you're carrying that's not actually yours, or how you're being affected by shit that's other people's and not yours, or taking that on as your own as well for those empaths out there. Okay? All right. That's it. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a really good birthday season, or have had a really good birthday season considering where we're at in February. And I will see you guys very soon. I love you guys. Don't forget to check out below for anything you might need, to check out Vimeo and Patreon and all that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Namaste.